This is just a live stream to let everybody know, like, I'm super sick, but with all your prayers, we'll get through it.
All right, question for Ray J. Aren't you dying soon?
Hey, dog, I thought the same thing.
Ray J completely gets knocked out, right? And it's unfortunate because it was a clean hit.
Money we lost.
We didn't think you was gonna win, so how y'all lost money?
Wow.
All right, so in today's video, we got why Ray J's knockout was much worse than we thought. I mean, how bad do we really think it is? You know what I mean? Video by O'Shea Duke Jackson. Yeah, man, apparently Ray J's having quite the interesting week, quite the bizarre year. Look at the first comment, it's crazy. Ray J cocaine, cigs, and pills weakens your heart. Hey guys, bear with me, man, I have a little cold, but let's see what O'Shea is talking about with Ray J here. This knockout was kind of crazy. I know most of y'all already saw it, but you know what I mean? If you like the vibes, we just we react to things that happen, you know, pop culture stuff. You know, hit your boy with a like, comment, sub, whatever you feel inclined to do. But let's get into this video real quick.
Ray J's been having a very interesting year. Not just really for his own dramas in live streaming and just interesting interviews in which he appears. He's trying to go viral. But there's been this whole story about his health.
This is just a live stream to let everybody know, like, I'm super sick, but with all your prayers, we'll get through it.
Now, this is important to understand because basically Ray J's mom came out and said the same thing. Like, yes, something is wrong with him. He's not feeling very well. I've been praying for him. I've drove down to Las Vegas to where he lives. And so this is what made everybody believe that, number one, Ray J was sick, also financially struggling a little bit. So when this whole fight with him and the guy by the name of Super Hot Fire, and if you guys don't know who Super Hot Fire is, that's Super Hot Fire. And the reason why it didn't make sense is because Ray J is supposed to be technically,
which O'Shea uses that drop in like every one of his videos, by the way, which is ironic that we're finally talking about him here.
So this is why somebody asked this question.
All right, question for Ray J. Aren't you dying soon?
Hey, dog, I thought the same thing.
That's what you told us.
What's going on, man? You did say that.
Nah, that's crazy. Aren't you dying soon? It's absolutely crazy.
But I was informed. That's not my fault.
You want to see me die, bro?
No, of course not. I love you. You a legend.
What I'm saying, that's what I'm putting it all in the ring. If this really do it, he'll kill me.
This generation has no compassion. Like, what kind of question is that? You know what I mean? Even if you don't know if it's true or not. But, and isn't this the guy next to him, what's his name again? That he was going through mad health issues, the NBA player. His name like Michael Beasley or something like that. Isn't that the dude that he was going through mad stuff, right? Like homeless and all that, and he almost died. Shit, these young niggas, man, they don't have no compassion at all, bro.
That's what I'm putting it all in the ring. If this really do it, he'll kill me in the ring.
Damn, that's deep. Hey, Super, please.
I'm about to die for this shit.
This question was actually valid because not too long ago, he was saying that he had a heart problem, and I believe his heart was pumping like 15% of blood. Now, this celebrity boxing thing is owned by Adin Ross. Adin Ross also owns Kick, and Adin Ross also owns this thing called Brand Risk Promotions. And that's kind of where all of these, you know, streamers, content creators.
Hold on, let's look that up real quick. He said his heart was pumping 15% of blood. That sounds pretty detrimental to me. Like, I don't know. Can you even survive off 15%? Let me see. People could technically survive with an ejection fraction, the percentage of blood pumped out the heart's main chamber, as low as 5 to 10%. However, a number this low indicates severe heart failure, meaning the heart cannot properly circulate oxygen-rich blood, leading to high risk of life-threatening complications or sudden cardiac arrest. So damn. So here we are. We have normal is 50 to 70. Heart failure with reduced EF, ejection fraction, 40% or lower. Danger zone drops to, I don't know if he's 15% was really what, if he was telling the truth about that, because Patients drop below 35%. Patients are severely low territory and often experience extreme fatigue, shortness of breath, chest pain, and even if he was at 15%, I don't think, unless there was like a he caught a stroke or something like that, or something serious with his heart, and if that's what it was at that time. Because I don't see how you go from that to want to enter a boxing ring. Like, that don't even make sense.
Rappers come in and they actually fight. We've seen people like Blueface participate in it, but it's not just that these celebrities are coming in to fight. You got celebrities coming in to watch.
You got something you want to say to the people?
What's up, y'all? Appreciate y'all. Hey, Ray J, please do not get your ass whooped. I came here as a supporter brother. Do not die.
That is the one, the only.
That's Slim Jimmy right there. Yeah, but they know they strictly come in to like laugh. These things are like more funny than like the actual, sport of boxing, which you go there for the competitive side of it to see two very skilled boxers go against each other. This is more like comedy at this point. You feel me? So.
Chris Brown, he's in town to watch this. Well, what happened during the fight? Well, Ray J got in the fight, and as you can see in the background, Ray J completely gets knocked out, right? And it's unfortunate because it was a clean hit, but I think the real issue was what happened after the fight.
Like a bro. Damn, bro. Like that. For real, my. That's janky as.
Say what you got to say, man.
I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but damn, my nigga took an L tonight.
No, we didn't take shit. Your ass was over here. You want me to show you what you did? Where was y'all at?
Yo, this nigga, man, he ain't shit, bro. You always gotta hate the dude that, you know what I mean, you get into something embarrassing, especially a fight, and they want to reenact it in front of people, you know what I mean? And like, the dudes especially when the females come around, you did something embarrassing, and they do this shit right here, man.
You were somewhere around this rain bed sign, and he took one punch. Hey, what? Ray J, this is professional, man. You can't just do it.
I gotta talk to the nigga.
Y'all talk backstage. I ain't even gonna interview y'all. Super, come here. Super.
And then it continued.
Money we lost.
We didn't think you was gonna win, so how y'all lost money?
Wow.
Hey, I ain't gonna, that's a good method though. If I got my ass knocked out, I'll be like, nigga, look at that.
I can't see it, my nigga.
You got one of them cartoon lumps. You know when I love you, dog. Well, Super Hot will holler at you.
Yeah, even him saying that's illegal though. Like, they're saying they're betting against for him to what was he saying, that he was supposed to win, or what was it supposed to be? He's like, it sound like they rigged it.
That lump, like, Lord have mercy. Why you got this camera in my goddamn face, man? Brand Rich 14. Matter of fact, switch over to the live camera, man. We got to go down and talk to my people.
Now, after this fight in which Ray J was alleging that Adin Ross was pretty much rigging the fight,
right,
Adin Ross came out and said this.
When it comes to Ray J, for example, saying what he said, it's bullshit. I need to figure out what the on, bro. I do.
People keep saying that.
I will say this. The actual fight wasn't rigged.
The actual fight, huh?
Like, he knocked Ray J out. He might have been like, oh, bro, like, we must win money. If Super got knocked out, or if Super lost, that would have been different discussion.
Let me get to the heart of this whole thing. Number one, I think people pretty much don't understand or don't know if Ray J is actually being honest or telling the truth, or if he's always trolling. And the fact that his own mother got on there and said what she said, is that a problem also? I'm not sure, right? But then secondarily, I think the elephant in the room is what we have here with Mr. Adin Ross. Now, Adin Ross is 25 years old. Okay, he's not a college graduate. He owns Kick. He owns Brand Risk Promotions. He is getting super rich, and he has found out the way
Wait
to
a
do.
second. Is that for real? Aiden Ross owns Kick? I did not know. I didn't know that.
Which is, if you infiltrate this black pop culture genre, these guys, if you build it up, they will come and support it. Ex-athletes will come. He got a black guy that's hosting the event. As long as you pay these guys a lot of money, they will come and they will bring their audience and they will make you extremely rich. Now, again, understand that Aiden Ross, while there are many people on Kick, many different kind of streamers on Kick, a lot of this subculture stuff with Blueface and all of these guys that have these big time audiences, he's making a ton of money off of these dudes. And we're not just talking about ticket sales or pay-per-view sales. We're talking about working with sponsors paying this money B2B. And then if you look at it at a larger picture, instead of just talking about, oh, Ray J got knocked out by Super Hot Fire, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is you got a 25-year-old guy who has convinced this quote-unquote sick black former R&B star, the brother of Brandy, a man in his own right who has Ray Beats, I believe. He's worth multiple millions of dollars himself. He's in here crying after he got knocked out, talking about, hey man, you messed up the bag, what happened? When in the reality, you're letting a 25-year-old non-black person monetize you, but you are 20 years older than him. And when I think about this and I look at everybody there that's in the crowd, I'm seeing everybody out there. Nobody got a problem with Aiden Ross doing what he's doing. Nobody got a problem with Vlad TV doing what they're doing. Nobody got a problem with Adam 22 doing what they're doing. Nobody got a problem, at least there. But then here's the issue. At a certain point, let this
Yeah, and they came in and ran it up. For real, yeah. I wouldn't say infiltrate when you just welcome them in. I don't think that's infiltration, but yeah, they definitely, you know what I mean? Even Super Hot Fire, we really don't see him that much anymore. And Ray J too. Ray J's not really popping for real, so it's like I could see what he's saying with the correlation of those guys and many more in black culture and hip hop media, etc.
To be successful, they'll turn around once it's so undeniable, and I'm pretty sure that it is. It will be there soon. They will say Aiden Ross is a culture vulture. They've already called DJ Vlad a culture vulture. They've already called Adam 22 a culture vulture. But these are the same people, when you talk about the black community, you talk about the black pop culture space, you talk about black business, these are the people who want absolutely nothing to do with the black culture space or the African diaspora culture space, or nobody else wants that. And then you get somebody who comes into the social media space and monetize black people the same way that Koreans came in, the same way that Arabs came in, the same way that Indians came into the black community and did the same thing. Now, you're going to always hear conspiracy theories when you talk about the local black gas stations, the local black liquor stores. Where I lived in Del Paso Heights, there was a store called Rainbow Market, and it was owned by, at that particular time, Arabs. And, obviously, like in any black community, Arabs typically do not eat pork, but they had no problem selling pork rinds to the black community. And you would hear a lot of black folks make excuses as to why Indians own the Quick Stop gas station. Why do the Koreans own the hair supply? And then somebody will always come up with this idea that, well, you know what, the government helped those people come in here and take these resources from us. The people was planted here. And you can say that if you want, right? Well, then how do you explain this? How do you explain a 25-year-old who brings together all of these black streamers, who can get Chris Brown to come through? He was largely probably not even known 6-7 years ago to the point that he is now. No, and he's figured out how to start his own streaming platform, his own brand risk, okay? He went from...
Yeah, I didn't know all of that stuff, what's going on. And you don't see the black creators get any stake in Twitch and stuff like that, unless... That's beyond my knowledge. And like I said earlier in the video, it's always interesting that this boxing thing, this brand risk event stuff it doesn't really, I feel like at first it was leaning towards like more like you had to develop some type of skill set before you went in the ring, and they gave it a few for people to train and stuff like that. But now some of these are just like coming like back to back, and you see these people just really can't even fight. I don't know if Ray J was on drugs and stuff. He don't look too good right now. Let's just say that, to say the least. But when he was in there in the press conference and even in the ring, when he just came out swinging like that, and even when you see his stance and stuff, he didn't look like he did a lick of training. So I don't know if they're just like throwing these things together because people they like run the numbers and they say, hey, this is how much you can get paid. And they run out there, and it's no longer about any type of skill. It's just like funny. Like they start off laughing. Everybody, even the commentary was just like kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean? And they're out there embarrassing themselves. And in this situation, look, Ray J walked away with that big ass lump, and he's gonna be the laughing stock now. We ain't gonna look at Ray J ever the same again, even though he was always trolling shit.
YouTube to doing all of that before the age of 30. And you got people who was more popular than he was when he was just a toddler. How do you explain that? How does a person monetize the freest market on planet Earth, which is the internet? Because the internet, people decide if you can be rich or not, if you're good. I mean, I've been on here for 11 years and been on the YouTube platform for this amount of time. And you know what? It's hard to gatekeep somebody on the internet if they're good, if they have the following. So the question is, for somebody like Ray J, who was in the industry, who has shown evidence that you can establish Ray Beats, who you've shown evidence you can do whatever you want, but you will get in the ring for this dude and damn near risk.
And let's see what's going on with that too. The Ray Cons, they were called. I thought they started getting pretty popular because I kept hearing that they were really good and they were affordable. They were like around the $70 to $100 range or something like that, when Beats was like 200 plus, even upwards of like $400 in some cases. Let's see if Ray J still has any ownership in them Raycon headphones. So to O'Shea Duke Jackson's point, when this is even more interesting, right? When you got somebody like Aiden Ross who's doing all this and monetizing all of that, like he said, owning Kick and owning these platforms, and then you see Ray J no longer has ownership in Raycon. In March 2024, co-founder Entertainment fully divested his shares in a company buyback. He stepped away from his role as an officer and shareholder to focus his time and energy on his new television network venture, Tronix Network. What even is that? The exit marked the end of his multi-year run building the direct-to-consumer audio brand alongside co-founder CEO Ray Lee. What is this Tronix Network, though? All right, so Tronix Network is a subscription-based streaming platform founded by the entertainer and entrepreneur Ray J. But what do they even have on there? Just independent stuff. I never heard of it. So, I wish him, luck with that. But interesting points. Yeah.
Life. And I think that this is a situation that people don't want to talk about, is the mentality that black people have towards black economics. You think about it and feel like it's worthless. The white guy or the Jewish guy, whoever else comes in and looks at your opportunity and says, okay, well, since you don't want it, I want it.
Right.
And then once they start to get what you have, then all of a sudden it's some hostility. And even though you bring it up, you don't want nothing to do with it. And the reality is that these people see what you create, what you have. They see your talent and they're able to monetize it. And so they tell their people, go in there and see what these people doing. And then they study us. They see what we doing. They see the trends. They see what's going on. They understand like, oh, okay, I want to have this.
That's a fact. That's all he was hanging with. And up till now, looks like majority of who he's hanging with. When I first started seeing Aiden Ross pop up in the earlier days, he was always around, like the younger popping people on the come up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like the Tory Lanez freestyles and the Soulja Boy. I don't say they're on the come up, but like, they were cool. They were good on stream, which who the hell would have thought that streaming would have blown up the way it did, unless you had the kind of foresight that some of these younger guys did. Tory Lanez, he did that on Instagram with the quarantine radio and stuff, so you knew he was a natural at, garnering attention online. And Soulja Boy kind of looked like he got they're late to the party, but he would show up on stream and stuff like that. You have other artists like Blueface late to the party. Obviously, he went to jail, but these guys could have been doing their own thing. They could have been starting their own platform, and he's right. He saw those opportunities early, and look where it's taken him. Yeah, good video by O'Shea. That took another turn from where I thought it would, but I agree though. I agree. To my surprise, I did not know Aiden Ross owned Kick or Brand Risk. You feel me? And that's been happening for years, man. Seeing the talent that the black people have and coming in and goddamn exploiting it. It is what it is. Like, that's been going on. You feel me? Hey, man, I'm fighting through this cold, but if kind of forced me to sit down and get back to YouTube a little more. I've been running around doing a bunch of shit, bunch of ventures, trying to do different things all at once. But I'm gonna upload some more to this channel, man, and get it jumping. So if you enjoyed the content, if you like the reaction, like, comment, subscribe. If you caught a vibe, to the next time, we out here, man.